The other.
Sorry.
Hello, I see our clock here says 3:30, so I'll call our meeting to order. I'm Ray Mitchell. I chair the Civil Service Commission.
I'm Joshua Wilson, and I am a Civil Service Commissioner.
And Jeff Young, Deputy Chief.
Okay, great. On our action items, we have two items to go over. The first thing is to approve the minutes of the June 9th, 2022 Civil Service Commission meeting. And have you had a chance to look at that, Josh?
I have.
Okay, I make a motion that we accept it as written. Is there a second?
I second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
I
Okay, the motion is carried. The second item we have is to certify the lateral police officers continuous testing eligibility list. Did you have any questions about that list, Josh?
Well, I saw the list and I saw their scores and was just kind of curious what our expectations have been in the past regarding that.
I'm sorry, Commissioner, with regard to your question, are you asking what our expectation for scores was in the past?
Or yeah, I mean, is that part of what we're doing or no? Since the scores were included, I was just curious.
I'm not sure. I've only been here about 5 months, so I'm not sure what the expectation for scores was in the past. We were looking for a 70% or better to be able to pass and advance to the next phases. But other than that, I'm not aware of any other expectations.
Well, Jeff, is the maximum score on this 100?
I believe so, yes.
It's actually, yeah. So 100% would be the top score unless they have veterans scoring criteria, which could then give them above 100%. And as the chief mentioned, 70% is the passing score. And we asked the Civil Service Commission to certify the list. And it's essentially me as a civil service examiner letting you know that the testing was conducted in accordance with the civil service rules. And my presenting those scores to you for your certification. So it's essentially the commission trusting that I administered that test in accordance with your rules.
Now, Jeff, when we approve this list, is there a timeline when we would expect these people to get offers?
Yeah, Commissioner. So what we're trying to do is get these things processed as soon as we can. We conducted the chief's interview immediately following their interviews today. So we're unfortunately right now at about 6 weeks before we can get a background investigator assigned. So in the meanwhile, we're trying to get them scheduled for ride-alongs, polygraph, and also get them to start collecting their information. So when we send out the personal history questionnaire and that gets over to the background company, they should be able to be hitting the ground running. So we're hoping to get an offer within about 6 weeks, roughly, if we can, or get an offer letter out, provided they pass the background and the polygraph.
Okay. Well, do we give them a pending offer, pending these other follow-on investigate, that we do the background and that, or are they just in limbo? Or?
Well, typically what we do is we give them a conditional offer of employment, which basically says that if you complete these following steps successfully, then you're going to definitely be moving forward. And then at the end of that, once they get through the psychological and the medical exam, that's when we give them the offer of employment with a start date and salary and so forth.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Josh, did you have any further questions?
No.
I make a motion we accept the list as written. Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right. I'll sign that in a moment. Any new business we want to talk about?
I have nothing, Commissioners.
Okay. Julie, the next meeting date.
So we don't have any oral boards on the schedule at the moment. So I would anticipate our next meeting to be the next regularly scheduled meeting. But the chief and I are hopeful that maybe we can get some more lateral candidates in, maybe in the next few weeks. It's just hoping. So if we do, we may be asking you to have a special meeting in the meantime to certify any additional candidates we get in.
Yeah, I think if you just let us know a day or two, my schedule's wide open. I look, Josh and Brian, they're pretty wide open.
That's great. We appreciate that.
Okay, I make a motion that we adjourn the meeting. There's a second?
I second.
Okay, thank you, Josh. Meeting's adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you next time, gentlemen.
Thank you all.